Diary of Dark One's Son is a look into the thoughts, opinions, and experiences of a young black man who is wrestling with the tough task of trying to make something out of himself in a very racist and hateful environment. It covers in detail the thoughts of a man as he observes and eventually learns how to cope and deal with the world around him. It is a story of a man who, while beset with many obstacles, learns how to overcome them in order to accomplish his goals and aspirations. This book is not for the faint of heart, and the opinions that are shared in this book can be deemed very offensive to some readers. If you think that you will be offended by the opinions shared in this book, the answer is simple. This is not the book for you. This book is merely the opinions of one man, and it should be taken as such. However, if you really wish to gain insight into the thoughts of a young black male in today's society, then look no further. Read this book. Excerpt from the book. From the chapter, Am I Visible or What? One day when I was walking home from school, I came across this other brother who was walking my way. In his eyes, I could see the sadness, the same sadness that was in mine. I knew exactly what was going through his mind too. He was feeling like an absolute nobody. How did I know, you ask? Because I was feeling the same way at the moment right when I walked past him. Have you ever felt, if you are a black man reading this, that you were invisible to the world? Not because you want to be, but because people refuse to acknowledge your presence. Read more when you purchase this book. This book can be purchased from lulu.com.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. Please make sure that you like, that you share this broadcast and this channel. Listen, family, we have a very horrific war briefing to share with you. And when I say horrific, I want you to know I'm not going to show the video footage of when the child was actually taken, but it can be triggering, these kinds of stories. But I'm bringing these stories to your attention once again, because when you're at a time of war, of course, you get tired of talking about war. But I'm encouraging you with these stories to let you know also, beloved, that when we see more and more of these kinds of things, we begin to understand, overstand, and understand how serious the times are. More and more of our people begin to unify, be of the same mind, the same motive, and we begin to build amongst each other the more these kinds of things happen. Sadly, and I'm reading from a Yahoo link from Madame Noir that says American Idol star Syesha Mercado has her second child taken away by authorities. For those of you that may not be familiar with the story, this former American Idol sister by the name of Syesha, her partner, the father of the child or children, is Tyron Denier. In February, some months ago, of this year, their son, their toddler, Amin Ra is his name, was taken. She was breastfeeding him, and he was transitioning from the breast to regular food. So they took her, and her partner took the baby in so that he would take to the food, which they were obviously having some issues. And the state snatched him up, claiming malnourishment. So when she had her other child, just recently, this happened just a few days ago, that was recorded when the police surrounded their car to take their new baby for an alleged welfare check based on the previous child situation. Now, the thing that I want to emphasize is this Karen, Dr. Karen, by the name of Dr. Sally Smith. Family, when you hear me go in on these Beckys and Karens, this is not a small thing. I'm trying to show you how central they are in the role that they play, whether they are teachers, whether they're nurses, and any other place in society. They are able to assimilate in our society to enforce white supremacy and white supremacy's traditions and norms. This Becky, this Dr. Sally Smith, is the one that took the baby away, that made the recommendation that the child be taken away. This is how deadly and dangerous they are. But the thing about this lady, Dr. Sally Smith, look her up. She has a history, a long history. Watch this. A legal lawsuit history. Complexity of being sued for snatching up other babies too soon from their caretakers. This woman is a problem. But when I'm telling you there's a war against the black man and the black woman, and you've got the men over here in the corner dogging out black women, you've got a handful of black women that don't have any love for black men, you're working against yourself. And when I did my webinar recently, I had so much warfare against the webinar because I wanted to have a meeting of the minds with my brother, Derek Jackson, to discuss some of his story and what he's walked through. Because when the black man and the black woman are fighting, that means we're not as strong as we ought to be against the overarching enemy from the oppressive class. Now, you can look this up on your own. There's a GoFundMe. There is a petition to have this Dr. Sally Smith lady fired because she has a long history, a legal history of getting sued for what some people believe for too quickly and illegally snatching babies from homes, destroying families. But I found this clip of this Dr. Sally Smith, this Karen doctor, giving a lecture. And what she said in part was very disturbing. Listen to this clip.
I know you have children.
Sarah.
This is my baby.
You may not have babies, but
I carried my baby for 9 months.
this is normal.
You don't care.
Yes, I do. Put the please.
You don't care.
Would you like to put the
You could have talked. No, I don't. I want my baby.
You have to put the baby.
My baby is healthy and happy.
Okay, put the
My baby is breastfeeding from me. What are you gonna give my baby?
Please put the baby in the car seat.
Can you just give her a second? We gonna cooperate, but don't be a human before anything. We know you're doing your job, but you have some empathy.
Oh my God.
Y'all done took our son, now you taking our daughter.
Please put the baby.
You understand that, right?
Please put the baby in the
There'd be something wrong with us if we didn't respond.
Okay, did you all hear that? When you have a doctor whose mindset is that they lying, the family, the caretakers, she's not giving you any real evidence to justify what she's saying. This is how she approaches. This is her paradigm. This is her worldview with her job. This woman is dangerous. This female is dangerous. And don't get it twisted with how the warriors and soldiers look in white supremacy war. They look just like her with the name doctor with a DR in front of it. So when we're talking about black empowerment, starting black businesses, teaching your black babies, doing black businesses with your brothers and sisters here and around the world if possible, baby, that's the only antidote to this kind of stuff. Because some of you all are outraged because of how openly the legal kidnapping was done. I'm using that phrase legal kidnapping because that's the phrase that the family was using, the alleged legal kidnapping. Let me be technically correct. But when you understand we've been at war, and when we don't pay attention to the other ways that we can destroy each other or that our open enemy is already destroying us, we become a prey and we become more vulnerable in other areas just like this. I have taught for a long time that the black home is the only antidote, the true headquarters against this war against white supremacy. And it is the basis, the launching pad for a new reality, a new world based on freedom, justice, and divine equity where we're going to rule in that manner. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure, beloved, to join my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com for only $1. Beloved, I drop spiritual metaphysical principles. This is so important because everything you see came from everything you can't see. Let me say that again. I said everything you see came from everything you can't see. So when you have a consciousness, not even a full mastery, but a consciousness of this reality, and you start to put an emphasis and you start to do the work on your spiritual life, you then begin to exert more agency over your own life. You become more of a co-creator to where the trajectory of your life begins to take shape and form in new ways, and you've actually got more to do with it than you know. Clubvicki.com. The link should be below. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again.
Come on.